Hi, my name is Allison. Today I'm gonna tell you about some Zelda stuff. And then I'm gonna change the key to match the theme song. The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's so fun. Every second I have played, I've had nothing but a good time. It's super great. It's pretty. The music, the people, it's awesome. Play it. So when I was playing through this game, I noticed something that was pretty interesting. There's a lot of Japanese influence in this game. A lot more than I thought there would be. I first heard it in the music. Of course, it's pretty obvious. But I also was walking around some villages and I saw just a few little things speckled here and there that really got me thinking about Japan. So today I wanted to introduce a few of those things to you. Things I'm sure you've already seen, but to give you a little bit of context and some facts about them, and maybe you'll find it as cool as me. So what I'm going to talk about today, I'll talk about two of the little towns you visit in Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Those are Kakariko Village and Hateno Village. So first I'm going to talk about some things in Kakariko Village. There are quite a few things there, and the first ones you'll see there's something you do with them. I won't tell you in case I ruin it, but anyway, you'll see these statues that look kind of like frogs. Now, it's interesting because you'll find these all over the game, not just in Kakariko Village, but pretty much anywhere you'll be able to see these in select locations, and I wondered about these. I've seen them in Japan before, but I wasn't quite sure exactly what they were for. So I researched a little bit into it, and as it turns out, basically these frog statues are placed in shrines and temples in Japan because of a pun. Frog in Japanese is kaeru, and as it happens, a lot of words in Japanese, verbs and such, end with that same sound, kaeru, like mukaeru, to go towards, or yomigaeru, to resurrect, or something like this. So the fact that there's lots of words in shrines and temples that end with kaeru, and the fact that in Japanese you also call the frog kaeru, it only made sense to put them in shrines and temples because it's funny. So if you ever go to Japan, and if you ever happen to be in a shrine or a temple, definitely look for those kaeru statues. You might see quite a few, actually. Interesting. So next I want to talk about another kind of statue you can find in Kakariko Village. It's one that you pray to for some magical game things to happen to you. This one in particular is kind of special. It has a kind of a bib looking thing on it. And as it turns out, that's very culturally significant in Japan. So that kind of statue, I believe, is called an Ojizo-sama statue. These are for travelers, and it kind of encourages safe passage and being able to return home safely, things like this. The bib is a special thing that parents will put on the statues. It's usually to signify that a child has passed on before their parents, and the parents put the bib there in hopes that the child's spirit will be taken care of in the next life. So if you see bibs around, that's kind of the traditional meaning. So when you see the bib in the game, I assume it to mean the same kind of thing. As a side note, I'm pretty sure you can find these statues in shrines and temples as well, and I believe that around New Year, you can go to one of these statues and you rub its head for good luck, and you throw coins at it and things like that. Can't remember the exact specifics of it, but something like that. I'm pretty sure they have it, so you might see it one day. So next I want to talk about a kind of a tree that you can see in the village. It is a Japanese plum tree, ume, and they're a pretty big part of Japanese life. You may have heard of umeboshi. It's a kind of a pickled plum, and I hate it. I won't lie, I really, really hate it. It's just salty and bitter, and it tastes like Robitussin. Ooh, it's not up my alley. I'm not a fan, but a lot of Japanese people are fans, so you can find it in cooking, you can find it in drinks. They have their own kind of alcohol, umeshu, things like that. So yeah, it's pretty big. And there's also a season for it, so in ume season you can see all kinds of flavored things. They've got snacks, all kinds of chocolate things and drinks and just everything ume flavor. So if you're there during the season, you might be able to check some of that stuff out. I won't be, but you can. So finally, you can find something in Kakariko Village that is alive. I believe in Japanese, in the game, they're called kodogu, and they're the little floating leaf things that talk to you and give you seeds. And they are very familiar, probably to you, as they were to me, because they look a whole lot like the Kodama that were in Princess Mononoke, the Ghibli film. These are actually based on real Japanese mythology, Kodama. They are literally tree spirits. They live in the trees. And according to my research, they are also given credit for the kind of an echo in the mountains. If you call out to the mountains, the lingering echo is attributed to these Kodama. So, interesting fact. So maybe next time you see Princess Mononoke and next time you play this game, maybe you can look at the two and compare. They're pretty similar, I think, but who knows. And lastly, I didn't realize that Hateno village had so few things. They do have one special thing, and it is these stone lanterns all throughout the village. You'll become acquainted with them one way or another. They really, really remind me of some very famous lanterns in Kanazawa, Japan. These lanterns are in a park called Kendokuen. Kendokuen is one of 3 great gardens in Japan. There's Kendokuen, Korakuen, and Kairakuen, I think. I did visit all 3 and they're very beautiful. Check them out. Anyway, Kendokuen is very, very famous for these stone lanterns. It's a huge, huge icon for Kanazawa and that area. So if you ever go out to Ishikawa Prefecture in Japan, go to Kanazawa, go to Kendokuen, and see these lanterns. They're very, very beautiful, I think. And they have kind of a soft spot for me because I did live in Ishikawa Prefecture for a good while, and Ishikawa is the best prefecture. So go there, go there, go there. Ishikawa, all the time, all day, every day. Do it. And that's it. This is just a small piece of all the stuff you can find in Breath of the Wild that comes from Japanese culture, but I thought I would just stop and talk about just a couple in the villages to start with. So I hope you enjoyed, hope you found it interesting, and of course, talk to me in the comments if you have anything to share, to add, anything like that, and thanks for watching. Game ya rose! See ya!